A Tale of Witchcraft. When a mysterious new witch arrives at the academy, the celebrations are cut short. As the witch begins to recruiting fairies into the rivaling school of witchcraft, it becomes clear she has dark intentions. And soon, Bristol's friend Lucy becomes embroiled in the ominous plot against mankind. Hi, welcome to the Light of Deception. Today I'm going to continue in the series titled, Does the Enemy Use Cartoons, Movies, Games, Meditation Practices, and Books to Win the Minds and Hearts of Our Children? Absolutely uses every means. So it's going to be flashy and sparkly and powerful and mystical. And, and people are saying, your imagination is fine. Let the kids have their imagination. Well, when they're looking at TVs and movies and reading books and games and all these meditation and enchantment practices and under witchcraft and sorcery, it's not a game. And it's not, the imagination will lead you astray. And then the heart is desperately wicked. Who can know it? So if you don't think children can be drawn away by their imagination, then I'm sadly to say that's what they act out in the playgrounds. Casting spells, throwing crystals, fighting, powerful, falling on the ground, getting back up, playing dead, in coffins, demon dogs. There are all these things on the playground. So, and it's heartbreaking because you're thinking to yourself, it's not innocent play anymore. It is sorcery they're being taught and witchcraft in the pagan occult divination practices throughout the secular and Christian schools alike across the gamut. So today I said we were going to be looking at Disney cartoons using demons to teach children how to do witchcraft. Disney Channel, The Owl House, which premiered Friday, is about a teenager who finds herself stuck in the demonic realm and battles the force of evil alongside a rebellious witch and a pint-sized warrior. According to the synopsis released by Disney, Liz, a self-assured teenage human girl, accidentally stumbles upon a portal to a magical new world where she befriends a rebellious witch, Ida, an adorably tiny warrior, King. Despite not having magical abilities, Liz pursues her dream of becoming a witch by serving as Ida's apprentice at the Owl House, and ultimately finds a new family in an unlikely setting. This show concept is alarming for several reasons, but key among these is that it portrays the very real supernatural force of evil as good, a direct violation of Isaiah 5:20. So we're going to look at Isaiah 5:20 and see what it says here. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. That is a warning. We are not to do that. Show runners are intentionally trying to expose Disney's Channel's youthful audience to the world of evil. When character Dana Terrace first approached me, she said that we're trying to make the demon realm a part of Disney, which is something I didn't think would happen. Show artist Ricky Comenta said, we really wanted to make this demon realm feel like home and just had to figure out how to do it. The Owl House presents evil supernatural entities as good. Children are unable to comprehend that this is wrong. In fact, media studies prove that children watching characters committing sinful acts such as lying and stealing will actually not recognize it as bad unless the character is immediately rebuked. So there you go, right? It just breaks my heart. So we're going to get into talking about our closing segments. We talked about games. We're going to be talking about definitely how Christians are all a part of this, and Christian schools are a part of this now, how meditation and yoga practices are in the classroom. So this will be really the part 5, which is talking about meditation and yoga. So I'm going to go back to the beginning. It says, does the enemy use cartoons, movies, games, meditation practices, and books to win the minds and hearts of our children? Absolutely. I'm going back to the Lighthouse Trails article. I only have a portion of it. Mystical New Age thrills enticing children in 4 ways to help them. Okay, so that gives you 4 ways to help them. What I want to do is I'm going to link into this for just a minute because I would like you to hear what the 4 ways are, and I'll have it here for you at the bottom so you can go in and read the whole part of this. It says softening up for occult revival, okay, and then it says hermetic magic and HEGEL'S dialectical process. Softened up for the occult revival, hermetic magic and HEGEL'S dialectical process, how that influences what's going on in today's Christian schools. You're going to see a source of when they talk about yoga here, meditation in the classroom is here. So I want you to really take a look at this. I think this is really helpful. 4 practical and biblical ways to help protect your children from mystical New Age thrills. So number 1 was help your children put on the full armor of God. Definitely. So it says the belt of truth, the breastplate of righteousness, the sandals of the preparation of the gospel of peace, the shield of faith, the sword of the Spirit, His word. 2nd, monitor your children's school and organizations. You can do something. Do something to protect your children. So it's going to be talking about yoga here as well, the roots. Part 3, teach your children about the spiritual anchor in a time of change. So then what she's using is 1 John 2:24. Let that therefore abide in you which ye have heard from the beginning. If that which you have heard from the beginning shall remain in you, you also shall continue in the Son and in the Father. 1 John 2:24, like I said. All right, so then the number 4 is what I'm going to break down for you. So number 4 is talking about the test. Use the test for children's media. So there's a test here for you. I think it's good to have a preparation there for you. So it says, oftentimes you may see the Bible quoted, we already talked a little bit about this in a previous one, but quoted extensively with small portions of false doctrine injected into it. The Bible stories may be utilized where subtle twistings are injected into the story that parallel the true account. You altered its meaning and significance. As parents, teachers, and guardians, the responsibility is now more squarely on our shoulders to review even Christian media presented to our children. Below is a list of things to look for in previewing a Christian movie or book. You can use the checklist when you are trying to decide whether something is suitable or not for your children. If your child is age appropriate, go over these points with him or her. 1. What does it tell you about God? 2. Is God's holy word used out of context? 3. What does it teach about the invisible force of evil? 4. Does it demonstrate faith? What kind and whom and what? 5. Might the imagination scenes stir interest in occult powers? Yeah, yes. 6. Do the heroes in the story use magic? So popular. 7. What does it teach us about life and death? 8. Is there a Christ-like person in the story? 9. Why would it be called redemptive? 10. What does it teach about good and evil, right and wrong? Be careful. Guard your children, safeguard your children. I have seen it in the public school setting. I have seen it in the Christian school setting. I have seen it in the teen setting, definitely, and classrooms where teachers are teaching the 10 darkest movies They get to see each one of the clips from the 10 darkest movies out there, and they write a report about it. I am so blown away by all of that. And I had not even introduced my own children to it, that they were introduced to it in a high school in 10th grade, to the 10 darkest movies that are out there, and nightmares and all the things that come along with children, even if they're saying it's not real, they're scared to death. I had 2 children that are twins watch Chucky during Halloween, that little doll that kills people. And one of them kept saying, oh, it's not real, it's not real. And the other one, you couldn't even say Chuck E. Cheese. She was terrified, leading to nightmares. It is a childhood trauma. Parents don't know that because they've been introduced to fright and scary things as being cool and being something that is not real, and it's being something that is just darkness and evil in the imagination, and witch and rituals and cutesy kind of things, and they're thinking there's nothing wrong with it, but there's everything wrong with it. Just like the Bible said, we need to be separate, right? And to refrain from every form of evil. And I'm going to leave you with that thought.